She was all in at first, texting you, excited to see you. But now she's distant, cold, barely responding. Most men panic, start chasing, and try to fix things, only to push her away even faster. Here's the truth. Women only chase what they feel they're losing. The more you try, the less she values you. But when you disappear, her mind has no choice but to react. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly why this works, how it flips the power in your favor, and what to do when she starts chasing. Get this right, and you'll never have to chase again. 1. Why women only chase what they fear losing. Women do not chase what they already feel they have. They chase what they believe they could lose. This is where most men go wrong. They assume that by being more available, showing more effort, and proving their commitment, a woman will naturally appreciate them more. But human psychology doesn't work that way. People only value what they believe is scarce. Think about this in your own life. If you know something is always available, easy to get, and within reach, do you feel any urgency to secure it? Probably not. But the second something becomes uncertain, rare, or difficult to obtain, your mind suddenly fixates on it. This is exactly how attraction works for women. When a woman feels like a man is always there, always replying instantly, and always making himself emotionally available, her brain sees no risk of losing him. And when there is no risk, there is no urgency. This is why women chase men who create space, because space triggers fear of loss. When a woman believes she might be losing something valuable, her emotions intensify. She begins to rethink her feelings, question her own decisions, and feel the pull to get closer again. But if a man is always there, always easy to reach, and always trying to prove his value, her mind never goes through this process. Instead, she assumes she has all the control. The key to making a woman chase is not in trying harder, but in removing yourself just enough that she starts feeling the shift. This doesn't mean disappearing forever. It means allowing enough space for her to feel uncertainty, because uncertainty is what makes people act. 2. Why disappearing triggers her emotional instincts. A woman might seem fully in control when she pulls away, but what most men don't realize is that women are emotionally driven. Their decisions may seem logical on the surface, but underneath, they are driven by deep emotional instincts. When a man disappears, when his attention, energy, and presence are no longer a guarantee, a woman's emotional instincts take over. At first, she might not notice. She may think he's just busy, but as more time passes, her emotions shift. She goes through different mental stages, each more intense than the last. Stage 1. She feels in control. When she starts pulling away, she assumes you will notice and react. She expects you to reach out, show concern, and try harder. This initial feeling of control makes her feel powerful. She thinks, if I ever want to pick this back up, I can. He's still there. But the moment you disappear instead of reacting, something unexpected happens. Stage 2. Doubt begins to creep in. After a few days of silence, her confidence starts to shake. Why hasn't he texted? Did I misread him? Is he actually moving on? She starts checking her phone more often, noticing the empty space where your attention used to be. At this stage, she still fights the urge to reach out. She wants to believe she's in control, but the longer you remain absent, the more her curiosity turns into concern. Stage 3. Emotional tension builds. Now, she starts actively looking for signs of you. She rereads old messages, trying to feel the connection again. She checks your social media to see if you've been active. She asks mutual friends about you, hoping for clues. She is now spending mental and emotional energy on you without realizing it. Attraction isn't built on words. It's built on how much time someone spends thinking about you. The moment she starts obsessing over your absence, the power dynamic shifts completely. Stage 4, the need to reconnect, takes over. At this stage, she is no longer just thinking about you. She is feeling your absence emotionally. The pull to reach out, to check in, to make sure you haven't moved on without her becomes overwhelming. This is the moment where she breaks the silence. It may start with something small, a random message, a reaction to an old post, or a weak excuse to start a conversation. But make no mistake, this is not an accident. She is reaching out because she needs to know where you stand. The way you handle this moment determines whether she fully chases or if she regains the power and pulls back again. 3. The mistake most men make when she comes back. At this point, when she reaches out, her mind is racing with questions. Does he still care? Has he moved on? Care? Is he mad at me? Has he moved on? But this is where most men ruin everything. They assume that because she is texting again, everything is back to normal. So, they jump at the opportunity. They respond instantly, act excited, relieved, and eager to talk again. They think she finally realized she wants me. But just like that, all the emotional tension she built up disappears. She no longer feels the fear of loss. She no longer questions her decision. She regains control. And if she was only reaching out to test if she still has power over you, this is the moment she loses interest again. The cycle repeats, and this time, when she pulls away, it will be even worse. How to handle it like a high-value man. If she reaches out, your response must be calm, neutral, and detached. Do not act excited as if you were waiting for this moment. Do not immediately suggest plans or ask deep questions. Do not give her the validation she is looking for. Instead, keep it short, relaxed, and low effort. If she texts, wait before responding. If she asks how you've been, keep it simple. I've been good, just keeping busy. If she asks to meet up, let her put in the effort to make it happen. She needs to feel that your world didn't stop just because she left. The more she senses that you are unbothered, that your life is full, and that you are still the man she was attracted to in the first place, the more she will want to pull herself back in. 4. The psychological impact of your absence. Most men fail to understand just how deeply a woman's emotions are wired to respond to uncertainty. The moment you remove your presence, her brain doesn't just casually notice it. It reacts as if something is missing, something important. This isn't about playing games or manipulation. It's about understanding basic human nature. When something that was once predictable, your attention, presence, and validation, suddenly disappears, her subconscious mind starts working overtime. At first, she might convince herself it's fine. I needed space anyway. But as time passes and you don't react, she starts experiencing a new type of discomfort, a feeling she wasn't prepared for. Her brain begins searching for answers, explanations, anything to make sense of why you are no longer seeking her out. Why isn't he texting me like before? Did something change? Is he moving on? Was I wrong about him? How emotional imbalance creates desire. The second her mind begins obsessing over these questions, she has entered the emotional loop of uncertainty. Attraction isn't built on security, it's built on imbalance. When you were fully available, she felt safe, too safe. There was no emotional challenge. There was no need for her to fight for your attention. But the moment you pull away, she begins feeling something powerful, the imbalance of desire. This is what makes her chase, because now she needs to restore that balance. She needs to know if she still holds power over you or if she made a mistake by pulling away. Her mind will not let her rest until she finds out. This is why disappearing is so powerful. It isn't about playing games. It's about allowing her own psychology to do the work. And once that process begins, you have already won. The fear of replacement. Why she panics in silence. There's one fear that outweighs everything else in a woman's mind when she starts feeling your absence: the fear of being replaced. Women know that high-value men do not wait around. They know that a man who is confident, attractive, and in control of his emotions will always have options. So when you stop chasing her, her first thought isn't just, "Where did he go?" It's, "Who is taking my place?" Why this fear grows over time. At first, she convinces herself she's in control. She tells herself, "He's probably just giving me space. I can reach out whenever I want." But as more time passes and she sees no effort from you, the seed of doubt begins to grow. She starts picturing you with someone else. She wonders if you've already moved on. She starts thinking about all the things you could be doing without her, and suddenly she doesn't feel as powerful anymore. The control she once had is slipping. The possibility of losing you to another woman creates an emotional urgency she wasn't expecting. How women react to the fear of being replaced. This is the moment when she starts to test you. She doesn't want to outright admit she feels threatened, so instead, she starts making small, calculated moves. She randomly messages you, pretending she just thought of you. She watches your stories or likes an old post to see if you'll react. She tries to create a situation where she can see you without making it obvious she planned it. This is not an accident. She is trying to check if she still has power over you, and how you handle this moment determines everything. If you jump at the first sign of her interest, she regains control, and the chase is over. But if you remain calm, composed, and unbothered, her mind spirals even further into uncertainty, and that's when she starts truly chasing. 6. When she comes back, this is the test you must pass by now. If you've handled things correctly, she will return. It might start with a small message, a random reaction, or an excuse to start a conversation. But make no mistake, this is a test. She wants to see if you're still emotionally attached. If you respond immediately, show too much excitement, or try to pick things up right where you left off, she will lose interest again. Because now she knows you were waiting for her. You never actually moved on. She still has full control, and the cycle of her pulling away and you chasing begins all over again. How to respond without losing your power. When she comes back, your reaction should be neutral and controlled. No excitement, no validation, no desperation. Keep the conversation light, short, and unbothered. Let her be the one putting in effort to rebuild things. If she truly regrets pulling away, she will not just message once and disappear again. She will actively start trying to get closer. She will try to extend the conversation, show more interest in your life, and ask to see you. If she isn't doing these things, she's only testing to see if she still has control. If she's only testing, do not take the bait. The longer she feels like she's losing her grip on you, the more her emotions will push her to chase harder. This is how you break the cycle and turn the tables in your favor. 7. The subconscious war in her mind. At this point, something deeper is happening inside her, something she can't control. Even if she tries to act unbothered, even if she tells herself she made the right choice in pulling away, her subconscious mind is working against her. Why? Because when something was once certain, but suddenly becomes uncertain, the human brain goes into a state of internal conflict. One part of her is telling her, "I needed space, and I don't owe him anything. I can always go back if I want. If he really cared, he'd still be trying." But the other part, the emotional part, is screaming something different. Why isn't he chasing me? Did I completely misread his feelings? Is he really okay without me? Did I make a mistake? This internal battle creates anxiety, And the moment a woman starts associating anxiety with losing you, she starts fighting to get you back. This is how attraction works. It's not built on logic, words, or reasoning. It's built on the emotion she feels when she thinks about you. When those emotions are fueled by the fear of loss, the fear of being wrong, and the fear of missing out, her desire to chase becomes uncontrollable. 8. How she tries to pull you back without admitting it. Women rarely come back directly and say, "I miss you, I want you back." Instead, they test the waters first. Why? Because they never want to feel like they're chasing you more than you're chasing them. So instead of making it obvious, they'll try to pull you back subtly. Here's how she'll do it. Indirect texts. She'll send vague, meaningless messages hoping you'll take the bait, like, "Hey, I saw something today that reminded me of you. Hope you're doing okay. How have you been?" Social media moves. If she doesn't want to text directly, she'll try to make you notice her in other ways, liking your old posts, posting something emotional that seems unrelated but is actually meant for you, watching all your stories but never engaging, hoping you'll reach out first. Accidental encounters. If she knows places you go, she might suddenly start showing up there. She'll act like it's a coincidence, but it's not. These moves are designed to make you break first. She wants you to respond, engage, and show that you're still emotionally invested. But if you fall for it too quickly, you reverse all the progress you've made. 9. The right way to handle it when she comes back. If she reaches out, you need to respond in a way that keeps your power intact. Here's how. Do not respond immediately when you get that first text. Don't jump at it like a starving man at a meal. Wait. Take your time. This instantly sends the message that you're not desperate. Keep it short and neutral. Don't ignore her, but don't show too much excitement either. Keep it calm, simple, and neutral. Something like, "Hey, been busy. Hope you're doing good." "Yeah, all good on my side. Just been focusing on things." Do not re-engage too quickly. If she truly wants to reconnect, she will put in effort. She will keep the conversation going, ask questions, or suggest plans. If she doesn't do any of that, she was just testing to see if she still had control. Make her work for your attention. If she wants to see you, let her be the one to suggest it. If she starts investing again, don't reward her instantly. Let her prove through actions, not just words, that she actually wants to be there. Continue living your life. This is the most important step. Women are attracted to men who are on a mission, focused, and not emotionally dependent on them. The moment she sees that your world doesn't revolve around her, she will be drawn to you even more. This is how you make her chase, not by playing games, not by pretending to be something you're not, but by genuinely being a man who doesn't need to chase in the first place. Most men are afraid to walk away because they think it will ruin their chances forever. But the truth is, a woman only truly values a man she believes she could lose. If she comes back, it's not because you begged, convinced, or chased. It's because her emotions pulled her back to you. And if she doesn't come back, then she was never truly invested in you to begin with. Either way, you win because the man who is willing to walk away is the man who never has to chase.